Welcome to the Thin Blue Line Outdoors Podcast.
This pig came bottling.
Just ended up puking last night. It sucked.
Whoa! Ah! We gut it, we wrap it in tinfoil, throw it over the fire.
Hey guys, Cody's here. Just got back from my first hunt of 2024 for deer. Super excited. Real quick before this podcast starts though, just want you guys to know we recorded this during the day the Verizon had their outage. So both John and I both have Verizon internet. So there was a little bit of some issues. You guys are going to notice that on the podcast. But we still able to get the message across and what John wanted to talk about when it came to his Idaho trip coming up. And I'm super excited to see how that trip plays out for him. Other than that, stay tuned. The vlogs are going to be coming soon. If you guys haven't seen or haven't been paying attention to our social media, we had a very good day on October 1st. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoy the podcast.
Did you get into a bunch of rednecks trying to figure out technology? Alrighty, guys. This is take number 2. This is the Thin Blue Line Outdoors Podcast, episode 92. I'm here with team member John again. You would have saw John on a podcast. Been a few months now. And then also the salmon fishing trip, which was in July. So we had a great time with him and everybody else on the team that went. But John's got a big trip coming up, and we thought this was a perfect opportunity to discuss what it takes to plan one of these out west hunting trips. And, you know, John has more experience than anybody else on the team when it comes to these. So I just figured this is a good opportunity to John to break down, you know, some of the prep work ahead of time and what the plan is now. And then we'll have John come back on the podcast when they come back. And he just got kicked off. We'll see if he comes back on. Nope. You're back on now.
Okay. Yeah, I lost you for a sec.
Yep. All right. So we're going to have all kinds of difficulties, it seems like, today. So bear with us here, guys. If it does that again, we'll just have John jump back on. But, yeah, so anyway, John, what trip do you have coming up?
Going to Idaho with 3 friends that I grew up with. So we've been friends for 30 plus years. Grew up with them back in Pennsylvania, and we're going to southern Idaho for elk and mule deer.
Mm-hmm. Now, how's the breakdown for tags again? I remember you told me this before. Like, who's out of the 4, who's hunting mule deer? Like, how many tags allotment?
So each of us has an elk tag. I didn't get a mule deer tag. I just got an elk tag, and then the other 3 I'll have mule deer.
Okay. Is it either sex tag or bull only, or what is it?
Bull only, but any bull, from what I understand. In that district, it's any bull. So that makes it a little bit easier. But obviously, we're going to be looking for, branch antlered bulls if we can find them.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you're going to be a little pickier because you've harvested a few up before. But I was going to ask, are the other guys going to be picky?
Probably not. I'll be honest, I probably won't either.
Really? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, if there's a nice branch antler in front of me and it's my turn to shoot, then it's probably going to happen.
Now, This is a rifle hunt, correct?
Yes.
Yep, gotcha. So I guess because you're the only one out of the 4 that has any experience doing this, correct?
The other one guy lived in Montana for about 3 or 4 years, and that was probably 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. And then another guy, Willie, he came out and actually hunted with me in Montana. We hunted the breaks when he was there, and he shot a mule deer. With me, and then the last guy, Brian, has never been out west, so I'm really kind of excited to have him out there. He is out of honestly individual work, he's probably put in the most.
Why does it keep doing this? Guys, I have no idea why it keeps kicking him off the stage. I've never had that happen before.
You're back now.
Okay, so maybe it's my connection because on my end it's just kicking you off the stage for whatever reason. I don't know why.
There was an outage today, so maybe that has something to do with it.
That's true. And we have Verizon internet here.
Yeah,
So,
I have Verizon. Yeah.
So that might be it. We'll see if we can struggle through this still. So anyway, you said he's put in the most individual work.
Probably. It's been fun to work with him. I've talked a lot with him on the phone. He's got his load dialed in, shooting, so he's ready to go. Been working out, so it's exciting. We've been planning this for going on 2 years.
Okay.
So
if you're looking for somebody who wants to do this, never done it before, I guess, how do you even start? Like, how'd you pick Idaho? And, once you knew the area you're going to, what's the next steps? What was the planning process look like for you guys?
So one of the reasons we picked Idaho was outfitters still get tags allotted to them there. So it makes it easier, especially when, we tried to do it when we all turned 40, and now we're all 44, going on 45, actually. One guy is 45, just turned 45. But so we tried to do it a couple of years ago, and then life happened, So now 2 years back, we started planning, and we were like, well, how many points do we have? Can we draw for Wyoming? Probably not. They were asking me about Montana, and I was like, maybe not. Anymore. Montana's getting tougher and tougher. Every year, Montana, it seems, gets tougher. Colorado was an option, but even some of the districts there, they had the over-the-counter option there as well. But this year, that went away, I believe.
I think this is the last year. This was the last year of it.
Yeah. So we didn't want to plan on that, and then we decided Idaho because, like I said, they get an allotment of tags. So even though this summer went on and implied, even if we didn't draw, which we didn't, the outfitters still had tags for us. So we just buy them right from the outfitter. So that was a big determining factor. And then the outfitter we chose is Bear Paw Outfitters, and we liked him because he operates in 3 different states: Washington, Idaho, Montana. I think maybe even Wyoming. But he's got outfitting territory in southern Idaho. And living in western Montana, I know what northern Idaho is like, and it's a challenge. It's not for the faint of heart. It's rugged country, thick, rugged country. So I told them, I said, we're probably better off in southern Idaho. You're still going to get those hills. You're still going to get the inclines and all that, but it's not going to be as extreme. Yeah. So it looks good. He sent us, I think, 14 waypoints. So we've all been admittedly all of them texting back and forth, looking at, zooming in and looking and picking spots and all this stuff. So now it's starting to get really fun.
Okay. It's still kind of like spot and stock style, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
For the most part. There's a lot of open terrain. So there's a few parks. It looks like some heavy timber, and then 1 or 2 pretty deep valleys looking at the topo, and steep. So that actually can play in our hands, especially for elk. For some reason, the dirtiest, darkest, most disgusting stuff is what they like. So there's plenty of that.
It's always I'm sure if you kill one, when you kill one, that's where it'll die at too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys picked your spot. It sounds like some of you guys, have experience. A lot of times you guys probably already have your gear, but what's like a basic gear list look for you guys going out there?
So this hunt is a little different. We kind of had to expand on it because we're getting packed in to a camp. We're going unguided, but we're using their camp. So we're getting packed in. I think it's about 4 miles. So it's far enough, hopefully, to get us away from people and not too far that if we had a hike out for an emergency.
All right. We got him back. All right.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. So last thing I heard was 4 miles. That was about it.
So that's how far the camp is, approximately. So we'll get packed in. We'll be on our own basically. They'll come and get our meat, but as far as gear, things we had to think about is, number one, food. What are we going to eat, and how long is the stuff going to last? There's a certain kind of cooler we have to bring. We can't bring hard-sided coolers because of the bags on the side of the horses or mules, whatever he uses to pack in. So we had to kind of condense things. So we made stuff that we could freeze and then defrost and eat. So things like stew, chili. My wife's going to make something called stromboli. If you've never had that, it's really good.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's kind of meat, cheese, peppers, all rolled up in the dough.
Sounds good to me. I ain't gonna come on. Yeah. See, sounds good.
And then,
so you guys doing any dehydrated meals or all stuff you guys made at home and stuff?
No, we brought some dehydrated meals because we know we're going to run out of the stuff that we freeze. I mean, we're going to be in for 6 nights, 7 days. Yeah, we're going to run out at some point. And that's fine. We planned for it.
Yeah.
So we found a Peak Refuel. I don't know if you've ever heard of that company, but
that's when I went out west, that's what I used was the Peak stuff.
Yeah. So we bought 2 buckets. I can't remember which ones we bought, but we bought 2 buckets, and all of us bought individual packages and we're sampling them. And I've had them before, and Peak, they're pretty good. They're not bad.
I would agree.
You can do a lot worse. So.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'll take Peak over Mountain House, or Cabela's has some kind of brand too. It's I forget the name. It's terrible. Whatever it is, I didn't like it. But and we lost them there again, guys. But yeah, I would the Peak stuff I think's the best stuff out there. I'm using Peak. So yeah, I would say it's less calories, but if you get the granola mix, the breakfast granola is really good.
Yeah, we got some of that. I think we got 4 or 5 of those.
They're good.
So it worked out to, I believe, 6 or 8 meals a guy. And then obviously we're gonna have stuff like peanut butter and jelly, and we're gonna have, hard-boiled eggs is a big one. Pop a couple of those, breakfast with coffee, and so. But packs that was. I mean, I have a pack that I've used forever. I have an Everly Stock X2, I think it is. And the reason I like that is it's got a frame in on the outside. It's got just a small steel frame. So when you're packing meat, it makes it a lot more stable than just woven material. And I've had that for 10 years at least.
Hey. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. I mean, the thing works. It was kind of funny because I found one at a pretty good price, and one of the guys in Pennsylvania is like, "Oh wow, for that price, I found one here." And he said, "Pick it up and ship it." I'm like, "Yeah." Well, the one I bought is an upgraded one.
Yeah.
So it's got a few features that mine doesn't have, and it was actually nicer.
Yeah.
And I was telling him that. He's like, "Don't empty yours out, man." No, that's mine.
Yeah.
So you can slide quarters right in, and it's very nice.
Yeah. That will be nice. Yep. And then obviously, hopefully, you guys will eat some fresh meat while you're out there. Hopefully.
Well, that's another thing kind of banking on. Having some tenderloins after a fresh kill. That'll be awesome. So, but I mean, little things, Cody. You can't hop in the pickup and go grab something. So things like toilet paper. I mean, you can't run out of that. Water. You can't run out of water. I mean, you could boil water, obviously. And
you guys have access to water or near you guys, or you guys got to pack all your water in?
We do have access to some water, but they pack some in for cooking and just cleaning, washing up. And then I think they allot us a case of water a guy, or 2 cases. I think it's 2 cases. Okay. So between that and being able to boil, I think we'll probably be all right. All right there. Wet wipes, that type of stuff. Yeah, I mean, so it's a little more daunting. I've never done a pack and hunt, so it's a little more daunting when you can't forget anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never done a packing hunt either, so that'd be interesting. I'm interested to hear how it is from you guys.
Yeah.
So the closest thing we did to it is we just had everything on our back. We didn't have horses, and we were just camping wherever we ended up for the night. But yeah, no, I'm interested to see how it'll work. Are you guys, what kind of you guys got like a jet boil or something like that to cook with?
Yeah, we have 2 of those.
Two
So that'll be good for obviously for lunches, and we're hunting in groups of 2.
Okay.
So, each group will have a jet boil, and we'll be good to go there.
Gotcha.
So
you guys use because I know you've done this more than I do. You guys use game bags once you get
Yes.
it. Yep. What's your you got like a certain brand your go to?
I used to buy years back. I bought the reusable ones.
Mm-hmm.
So like the heavy canvas,
Yep.
nice. The ones that are $100 or $30
Mm-hmm.
a piece, whatever they are, and they're nice. I mean, they're nice, but God, every time you got to clean them, and if it's during archery season, meat and stuff gets stuck to them. So I started going with disposable Alaskan guide, I think they're called. And then HS makes pretty good game bags. I have a bunch of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they made ones. I've used the Alaska guide ones before. I never had an issue with them. With the Alaskan guide ones, they're good. I've used them for bears and hogs. But I never used the. Kyle's got a pair. I forget what brand he's got of like the thick canvas ones, and they are nice. But I didn't know how it is washing them.
Yeah. So you got to wash them off and then dry. It's just an extra step, but it's a one-time, hopefully a one-time purchase. I will say they're a lot tougher. That I will say. So you don't have to worry about them ripping as much. But for what we're doing, we got to get meat back to camp or down to the trailhead, and they'll come pick it up with the horses. If we can get cell coverage, which apparently from a few of the ridge tops, we hopefully would be able to. But
that'll be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And it's going to be cool enough at night. I mean, we can hang meat for days and won't have to worry about
so you guys, I guess that's one thing we should clarify. You guys are going like mid-October, correct?
Yeah, we get packed in on the 14th. The season opens the 15th, and we get packed out the 21st.
Gotcha. So especially in Idaho, it'll be nice and cool for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would think. Camp's at about 6,800 feet. The highest point that I saw was 82-ish, 84.
Guys, I hope I know I saw on all social media today everybody complaining about Verizon, and and I understand why. This is the Verizon's ticking me off too. So, but I heard last thing I heard was 8,200 feet.
Yeah, so that's kind of one of the higher points that I found. There was some areas that were pushing 9. But we found a saddle that's at about 8,200, and then our camp's at like 68, I think. So
are they providing like the tents and cots and stuff?
Yeah,
that's nice.
Everything. Everything. They have everything I had in my own camps because I have a wall tent. I used to hunt at a wall, and I love it. It's just a fun way to hunt. I mean, they provide everything: pots, pans, dish soap.
That's nice.
I was like, wow, okay. Cots with sleeping pads already on them. I think 1 or 2 nights of firewood, which that's fine. Certainly got our own firewood, but I mean everything, pretty much everything we need. And then, like I said, an allotment of water for cooking and cleaning and stuff like that.
That's nice. I'm excited to hear just how it goes with you guys. I guess, is there anything when it comes to like physical fitness you guys have been preparing for, or at least you in particular been preparing for?
Yeah, I kind of switched my workouts earlier in the summer, late spring, and I actually met with a trainer at a local gym here, and she gave me a lot more, I guess, like cyclical workouts, so I'm moving a lot more, higher reps, lower weight stuff. So my heart rate is up a lot more. I'm sweating a lot more in the gym in the morning. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And then just going and lifting,
Yep.
So that's good. And then the other thing I like is she kind of incorporated in some stretching with it too. And I don't stretch.
I don't either.
No.
I'm bad about it.
I don't like it, so it hurts. So she incorporated some, which has been really, really helpful.
Mm-hmm. Have you talked? Are the other guys prepared for it or not?
Yeah, they have been. One guy told me the other day that just yesterday, he said I climbed 800 feet with my pack on, and he said it went well. So
good.
Yeah,
That's
guys
good.
are. And I mean, I told them, I said do something.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, generally, I tell guys at work, do something. I don't care what it is. Swim, something.
Yeah.
Do something to keep yourself in shape.
Yep, I agree with you. I will tell you this. The second time I went to Colorado, I definitely screwed up. I was working out a lot that summertime, but I was doing judo and jiu-jitsu. And I was training 3 to 4 times a week. So I was in pretty good fight shape, rolling around and stuff. We do at jiu-jitsu, we do 6-minute rounds. And then at judo, sometimes it might only be 3 minutes. Other times, like I've done 10 to 20-minute matches because that's whoever gets the throw first. So it just kind of depends. And I was like, so that was all I was doing. So I felt comfortable. Like I felt fine. Like, I'm working out that many times a day. It's a lot different from hiking with pack on. That first day, and which, mind you, we were over 8,000 feet. That first day messed me up. I ended up puking that night in camp, and the next day I was fine. But that first night definitely kicked my butt. So I would recommend everybody definitely do something, but I would definitely start hiking for sure, preferably with a pack on.
And the conditioning your muscles for like the long term.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, conditioning your muscles for the long term.
So to kind of for stamina versus strength is kind of what I went for.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that works. But I do a lot of walking with my dogs and stuff, and between that and moving around with weights and my pack and stuff, I should be good to go.
Yep. Good. Well, I guess you guys know what your strategy is. I mean, you're just gonna get on a ridge and start glassing, because it shouldn't be the rut should be over for them by then, correct?
You might catch the tail end of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've heard them bugling all the way into November.
Really?
You might catch a bugle here.
Good Lord. You guys are going to be laughing as I'm cussing out this dang internet. So
there we go. You're back.
Every time you lose, I start cussing. I lose you. So I'm going to have to edit all kinds of bleeps and stuff out.
That's all right.
But anyway, so catch the tail end of the rut. But I guess what's your strategy?
Well, the first night, I think that probably is going to be the only time we're going to be alone for sheer cover and ground. We're all probably going to pick a point, try to catch the last couple of hours and just really glass, just sit in glass. The season's not open anyway, but we just want to sit in glass, see if we can get eyes on elk, put them to bed for the night, and then come up with a strategy for the next morning. And then it'll probably be more of that. I mean, you got to find them. Sometimes it takes a few days, to find them, even if you're in an elky area, where they're around. Sometimes it just takes a day or two until you locate them. So that'll be goal number one, is finding where they're at. And we're all kind of geared. Everybody wants to go for elk before before deer.
Yep.
Unless you see 30-inch mule deer or something, then obviously
Exactly. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Looking for elk, but you happen to find a mule deer. All right, game on, I guess.
Yeah, you're gonna switch gears pretty quick, I would think.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
so that'll be the strategy early in the week, and then hopefully getting as high as we can and kind of learning a good lay of the land, because we're at 6,800 feet. Some of the spots are 400 or 500 feet higher than us. Where we want to get to in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to take that into account, especially with thermals. We typically don't want to be walking below them in the morning if we can help it. Mm-hmm. So, that's probably going to be our first 2 days, and hopefully we can get that down, and then actually be hunting, going after them, finding them, and trying to get on them. Then it turns into the fun stuff, the spot and stock, and the strategizing, and all that stuff. And we might get lucky.
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to turn down a luck. I'd rather be lucky than good. So.
Yeah, I mean, we might be out for an hour on the first day and get an elk. Who knows?
Yep.
But
what was I going to say? Oh, so what kind of glass do you guys got? You guys got binos, spotting scopes, or what's the gear?
Just binos. Mm-hmm. Not going to bring a spotting scope because of the weight. I don't want to pack it around, and B, we're limited to around 80 pounds of gear.
Gotcha.
So when you factor rifle, pack, you're looking at, that's probably pushing half your weight right there.
Yep.
When you factor all that in. So a spot and scope, it's not in the budget, I guess you could say, for this. And the one I have is big. It's not really packable.
Gotcha.
It's nice. It's a Vortex Razor. It's great for the pickup or side by side or something, but not for this application.
Yeah. So what? How comfortable do you guys feel shooting eyes rifle? What's your effective range, you'd say?
Well, for me, I'd go. On an elk, I've seen elk shot at 500-600 yards. To each his own. It's got to be perfect for me to do that. And I was with someone that made a great shot, 600 and some yards. We dialed it in, and boom, great shot. And it still was one lunged. So
really?
It took a while until we found it. But you have to be comfortable out to 300 yards. That's kind of my benchmark for anybody that goes out west. It's got to feel like 100 yards.
Gotcha.
300's got to be no big deal. It's a very makeable shot on anything, elk, deer, antelope even. So that's what I told these guys. I said, be comfortable at 300. That's got to be no problem at all. And they will. They've all been shooting, especially Brian's been shooting a lot.
Good.
So, yeah.
What's the, you might not know what everybody else is bringing, but what's your calibers you guys are bringing that you know of?
So we've got kind of an array. I've got a Browning X-Bolt 300 short that I'm bringing. I love that thing. I have my own load for it worked up. So Barnes bullets, 3,100 feet per second and some change. I think it's like 31.7 or something. So it moves. And then one guy's bringing a 280. So good all around. I was like, man, that's flat and fast. That'll get the job done.
It took them longer that time. So 280.
280 and then 7mm. And then another guy has the trusty 30-06. It's been around for forever. It'll kill everything from a moose to a antelope. So.
Yep, that's what I have. I got a Browning 30-06 A-bolt. I love it. Good. We're struggling. the internet's getting worse on us. So hopefully, we're
back
almost
now.
done. Yeah, see, we're getting to the tail end of this, but hopefully it's not going to get worse on us. But no, that's all good calibers there. I've never shot a 280 before. It's not really common for Illinois, but we also can't use rifles. So
Right, I'm kind of surprised we can in Wisconsin with some of the areas that you see. I mean, it's very similar to Illinois.
Yeah.
And then I have a 270 I'm bringing just for a backup. Somebody's rifle goes down or something. I won it years ago. It's a 270 Savage. I threw a old, I think it's a Very X3 or something on it, 3 to 9, and the thing is an absolute tack driver.
Can't beat that.
I haven't shot an elk with it yet, but I've shot deer. I shot whitetails, mule deer, and I think maybe an antelope with it. But I haven't shot an elk with it yet. But I told those guys, I was like, it'll be there if something happens to somebody's rifle. Of course, we can use each other's too if we had to, but it's there if we need it, just in case.
Sweet. No, that's good. Well, is there anything else about the elk hunt you think the people should know? And then obviously we'll have you do a recap once you get back. But anything ahead of time?
To me, take your time and plan, and like have fun with the planning process. You know, like I said, when we found Peak Refuel, we're all ordering different meals to try them, so that was kind of cool because now we're all talking. And then we did a lot of group calls, so the four of us are on the phone at the same time. So a 15-minute conversation took an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
But that made it fun, and it made us prepared, because the last thing you want to do is get in there and you know, like I brought up earlier, toilet paper. You can't run out. I mean, it's one of those things you cannot run out. You know, you can't run out of water. You can't run. So that kind of, and then work together. You know, instead of everybody. So we just kind of, instead of everybody kind of doing their own thing, we kind of combined our meals, and then they're coming to me from Pennsylvania. So I said, hey guys, and then I have a trailer we're gonna bring out, an enclosed trailer. So I told them.
All right. Enclosed trailer.
So one thing we did working together is I said, I'll do the shopping, and then when you guys get here, we could just even up. You know, make it easier on them, because they got to travel, you know, a lot further than I do to get there. So
you guys gonna drive to Idaho then?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've done the ship and meat thing before, and it's not
pain. Yes, I've never done it before, so I know my dad has when he's went to Alaska before. I know it's its own challenge. So
it is a huge challenge. If you don't have to, I wouldn't. Obviously, going to Alaska or going to, you know, northern Canada, Yukon, those types of hunts, you kind of don't. There goes again.
I know. Gosh dang it. But anyway, so shipping meat.
Yeah, so I wouldn't if you don't have to. We lost a lot of meat from an antelope hunt once, years and years and years ago. But we lost, I mean, pretty much a whole goat. Yeah, I like antelope.
Yeah, antelope's good. I've killed one. It's good. I like it. So. Yeah, I would be at any animal losing it, especially to not like it's losing an animal when you did nothing wrong. That would irritate me.
Right.
Well, I guess before I get you off this podcast, we kind of gear tomorrow here. So this podcast will come out on the 2nd, but tomorrow, as we record this, is 30th. Deer season opens up here for Illinois. I know Wisconsin deer season's already up. Have you been out yet at all, or plan on going out before Idaho, or what's your plan there?
I have not. Between work and getting ready for this trip, I've not had time.
Yep.
And then the temperatures. I mean, it's been there were days it was same for you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, 85, 90 degrees out. So I'm planning on sneaking out Friday morning.
There you go.
And then for a couple hours, and then I have to work for a few days, and then 1 or 2 days before I go, if I don't get a doe down Friday morning, I might sneak out for a quick hunt in the morning again, just to try to get a doe down.
So I was going to ask you, what's your main plan right now? Just try to focus on a freezer queen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I can. I'm running a little low, and then I like to donate them.
Do you?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
We have a place pretty close to us that takes them and donates them, and then they turn them into burger for the
okay.
bank. So
we don't have anything like that around here. I think we need to have something around here, but we don't have anything like that around here.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I like it. Montana has a pretty good program too for veterans. Okay. And so you can donate meat, and they'll make burger out of it, and then it goes to veterans in need, which obviously I support that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. No, I've actually thought about like starting something like that. I just don't have the time. You know, that might be a retirement gig for me, because I definitely, I, as you know, in our job, I see people who could use burger, you know, could use some meat, and we all know deer meat, some of the best meat out there anyway. So, we just don't have anything like that around there. We used to have a guy who was a retired prison guard, and he did kind of the veteran thing. He worked with the local VFWs and legions, and he always would give out thousands of pounds of meat every year. People would bring him deer and stuff, and he would just get all into burger for veterans and stuff. But he died a few years ago. Well, longer than that now, maybe like 8-10 years ago now. So he was the only one I knew that was doing it, and he was just a local guy doing it.
Yeah, this place is a little bit west of us, or where I live in Evansville, and you take it and you say you want to donate it, and no, I mean, it's not even any charge, which I kind of feel bad about. So I normally go in and buy some sticks. Yeah, because I'm like, you're doing this for free. I mean,
Yep. My fridge started making noises for whatever reason. But yeah, no, I know we're excited for deer season here. I'm really excited for what the team's going to bring this year. You know, we're gonna have a good assortment of everything. Obviously, we're gonna have deer hunting from Wisconsin, Iowa, and Illinois. Probably some waterfowl hunting from Wisconsin from Ray. Obviously, I'm excited to get the out west hunt from you from Idaho. I'll give everybody a little bit of a spoiler alert. Obviously, we don't know how John's hunt going to go yet, but what'll probably happen, hopefully good. What'll probably happen is we'll do a little teaser video this fall. It'll be like the highlights. But then during the off season, once deer season's over, there'll be more of a polished film put together of John's whole hunt. So just be on the lookout for that. Again, super excited for it, and I think I don't think you guys are gonna get skunked. I think some animals are gonna drop.
I hope so. I think I mean, I've killed a number of elk. Willie's killed one. Jimmy, I think, has only killed one. I think they both killed cows. Jimmy actually shot a moose while he lived in Montana.
Okay. Moose meat's good.
I know. It's fantastic. Yeah. But Brian's really just, whitetail in Pennsylvania. So I'm really excited to get out there with it. We're gonna do a lot of laughing. I know that.
Oh yeah. That's
if nothing else, it'll be a lot of fun. So
that's one of the best thing about hunting trips, man. Like just all the laughing and bullshit that goes on. So
yeah, there's going to be a lot of that.
Yep, absolutely. Well, before we get off here, anything else you want to say, John?
No, hopefully I can get some good footage and a few kills on video if possible, and I already told those guys. I said, yeah, just be ready. You're going to be filmed.
Yep.
And
Don't be famous.
like, don't worry, man. I'm photogenic. We're good. It's like, okay.
I lost you there first. Yep, there it is. Yep, I lost you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, super excited, guys. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the videos, the vlogs. The plan is for this year is every Sunday during deer season there'll be a new video. I don't know if this first Sunday if there'll be a video or not, only due to we have to have some good content to show you guys. So whenever I start putting the videos out on a Sunday, it should be every Sunday till deer season's over, and then probably another week or two after deer season. That's the vlog schedule I plan on keeping. Last year we did so well and we were getting so many deer down, I had to bump up the videos to 2 videos a week. That may happen. I hope that happens. It's a good problem to have. So if that happens, awesome. But we'll just stay tuned, keep an eye on that. But yeah, I don't even have a direct count. I think we have 16 team members, either 16 or 17 now. I know everybody's excited to get out there and hunt. I know tomorrow morning, as we record this, so tomorrow morning, I know there's 3 or 4 team members getting out here in Illinois. I think everybody's targeting some freezer queens right now, trying to get some does down. I don't know anybody who's actively after a big one quite yet. There's some guys who got some big ones on camera. They just don't have them patented yet. Hopefully we get some good bucks and does down here soon. Other than that, guys, check out the website. We have hats on it. There's T-shirts on it. There'll be more T-shirts coming. So if I'm out of stock of your size, they should be coming in the next couple weeks. I should also have more hats coming on in the next couple weeks. I'm just waiting on my patches. So the patches should be done here soon. And then go to the good website for coffee. We got a Patrol Roast coffee. Check it out. If you like coffee, I promise it's good. It's a light roast. I recommend. Yeah, I recommend in a pour over, but it'll work in your regular coffee machine too. But yeah, other than that, we'll kind of end it. John, if you want to stay on after in the record button here, but yeah. Thanks for watching this, guys. We'll have definitely podcasts throughout the week. The podcast style throughout this season will probably change just a little bit. It'll probably be more like weekly updates, and if somebody gets a deer down or something, I'll have them jump on the podcast and we'll kind of do a hunt breakdown, and that'll be kind of what the podcast will be throughout the deer season. So that's our plan for the podcast, guys. Other than that, stay safe out there, everyone, and hopefully kill a big one. See ya.